Hello, and welcome to another FAQ Monday. I am your host, Fluff, and I would like to shout out these patrons over on my Patreon page because these folks make it possible for me to make videos like this. Shout out to all of them. I love them all just a little bit more than I love the rest of you. So, fix your, I'm kidding, I love y'all. I do. First question, what's your opinion of analog pedals versus multi-effect pedals? Being a user of a multi-effects device, a Line 6 Helix, myself, and coming from the pedal board world, a processor has huge advantages. One, you get obviously a lot of tones, a lot of various tones in one single package versus an actual standalone pedal. You'll get, a big one, you'll get just a handful, 2, 3 sometimes, but generally speaking, you'll get a single effect on a single pedal if it's like an MXR style pedal or something like that. So a processor like the Boss GT1000 or something like that is a really good deal, especially when it's, a company that also makes the real world analog pedal versions of the stuff that's in the processor, like Boss. I'm just singling out Boss because it's an easy example because everyone knows Boss pedals, but the processors sound great, they're convenient, they're certainly less expensive to just buy a processor as opposed to 1,000 different pedals. However, in my opinion, I don't think pedals will ever be fully replaced. There is something about, the analog realm and an actual physical pedal and being able to just plug it in, turn it on, and dial some knobs that is very immersive. And a processor can be immersive, but it's not in the same way as an actual real legit old-fashioned pedal. So I think that will always have their place. They've coexisted for quite a long time now. I don't think either one of them are going anywhere, the processor or the actual pedals. I love both. For me, it's boiled down to over time, pedals at home, processor for the live show, because it's just easier that way. What are your thoughts on putting an EMG 85 in the bridge position instead of the neck? This was a pretty common thing to do back in the day when EMGs were really, really popular. You would flip them because the classic combination of for an EMG is like, an 81 in the bridge, 85 in the neck. But that never made sense to me because why would you put an already low end heavy pickup in the neck? Wouldn't you want to flip them? Wouldn't you? I don't want a trebly pickup in the trebly part of the string. I want a bassier pickup in the trebly part of the string for a more even tone. I don't know, it makes sense to me. But way back in the day, I read an interview with Adam D from Killswitch Engage. I think it was right when End of Heartache came out. He's like, yeah, I put an 85 in the bridge, and I thought, whoa, I'm gonna try that, and it was amazing. An old school, old EMG 85 in the bridge is still, with the 18 volt mod, is still one of my favorite tones of all time by far. And I really, really love the 85 in the bridge. So if you're into metal and you want to chunk it up, definitely try an EMG 85 in the bridge. Did you switch the Logitech Craft keyboard to a regular black Apple one? Y'all are eagle-eyed, okay? And y'all need to stop. No, I'm just kidding. It doesn't bother me at all. Yes, I did change out the Logitech Craft keyboard. It was a great keyboard. It was having a lot of problems connecting to the Bluetooth of my computer recently. Like it would just kind of suddenly go, no, I don't want to connect. Okay, I'm just kidding, I want to connect. It was really strange. I basically wore it out. I really gave it a good beating. I'm pretty hard on keyboards. Not that I type hard, but it's just the amount I use a keyboard. I just wear them out after like 2 years or something like that. It's totally cool. Also, I didn't get a Logitech because I constantly had to have it plugged in for the backlighting, so it wasn't really that great on battery life. And I didn't use the jog wheel anymore. I didn't use the crown, but I did used to when I got it. I loved it, but I don't use really Adobe products anymore because I think they're horrible. And Adobe's a terrible company. That's a whole nother conversation. But I just went back to the Apple keyboard. It's the black keyboard and it has a lightning cable attached to it, so it's charging at all times. And if I want to charge any of my devices like my iPad that I use to read questions for FAQ Monday, I can just plug it right in instead of the, the USB-C or whatever was on the Logitech. I don't need backlighting either. I want simple, I want effective. I just want native Apple stuff. I also got rid of the trackball and went to a Magic Mouse 2 because it's just really good for video editing on Final Cut Pro. Anyway, yeah, no more Logitech, sorry. What is your biggest oops moment you've had on stage? Oh man, I mean, I have an oops moment every time I play a show. There's two that stick out. One was Restropose's first tour. The second night, I wasn't really hip to bringing a backup guitar yet. I did bring one. I brought my Betty White Schecter Solo 6 ATX guitar as a backup, and I had my original Hyperion that I was playing. And about midway through the set, I got a little overzealous and I basically picked the strings at the bridge really, really hard, and the angle was off. It's just kind of, you're off, right? And basically what ends up happening is I snap the low E string instantly. And I'm like, oh no, and I'm really flabbergasted and just flustered, and my guitars are right next to me, so I go and I grab the Schecter. I didn't bother to tune the Schecter in like 3 years. It was the wrong gauge of strings because it was set up for like drop C and we were in drop B, so they were floppy. I had to sit there and tune on stage, and then in my flusteredness, I tuned it to the wrong damn tuning. So I go to play, and it was in the middle of Polaris, I think. So it took me the entirety of the song of Polaris to figure out what was going on. It was horrible. But more recently, when Dragged Under played Chain Reaction, Tony stage dove off the stage, first song here for, he comes back on and kind of does a somersault, and he's coming right at me and he can't stop, so his legs swing up and around and onto me, and I turn, not really thinking that my in-ears and my in-ear body pack are on that side, and he basically kicks off the body pack, the batteries go everywhere, and my in-ears get torn out of my ears, which hurt quite a bit. First song, Chain Reaction, it's great. So yeah, oops. I noticed you play a lot of Every Time I Die riffs. What are your favorite songs or albums by them? I don't know if I can pick a song, but albums, I really, really loved Low Teens, the newest one. X Lives, I was a huge fan of. Gutter Phenomenon was the first tour I saw them on. All of them are so good. Every Time I Die is literally a fine wine. They just get better and better and better. But honestly, I really, really like the experimentation of X Lives. That was just so good and fresh for me. But Low Teens is pretty close too. I really like that one. Play the same guitar of your choosing for the rest of your life, or play a different guitar of your choosing every time you play? That's tough, because on one hand, familiarity is cool, but on the other hand, a fresh new guitar will make you play differently. But I don't know if I would want that every time. That's tough. I mean, I guess I would say the same guitar for the rest of my life, if I could pick the guitar. I guess. I'm reluctant on that, but that's what I'm gonna go with since I have to choose one. Yeah, I guess I'll just pick the one guitar for the rest of my life. Don't ask me which guitar that is at this particular time though. Oh, tough question. Favorite movie? What's with the hard questions? Okay, it's either Shawshank Redemption or Back to the Future, or I don't know, or something like Fight Club. I don't know if I can pick just one. I don't know. I guess I'll go with Shawshank Redemption. There's a lot of close seconds though. Shawshank Redemption. And now Fluff reads a tweet. Today I got to work out on a machine that I'm pretty sure has its roots in ancient portrait techniques. The stair machine. I hate the stair machine. My suggestion to you this week is to come see Dragged Under out on tour with Being as an Ocean. We got a last minute support offer. We actually leave today. As I am filming this, which is when you see this last week. And yeah, we're gonna do a full US tour with Being as an Ocean, and it's gonna be sick. And you should come out and see Dragged Under. You should come out and say hi to me, and yeah, you should come out and party. I will give you maybe a shoulder massage if you ask nicely. All the pickable links down below in the description. You've been wonderful. I've been Fluff. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.